can you walk us through, so basically the prospect that's interested in looking into franchising, they go through and do a profile. It's like a questionnaire that helps the franchise consultant broker assess, and then you ask them additional questions, and now you have a pretty good idea of some concepts that you want to show them, right? Like that would probably fit them, and then they review those concepts with you, and can you kind of break down, so they're going to go through and they're going to look at like an FDD. Can you go over and say like what documents would they be looking at for like due diligence, and then what is validation? How do they call other franchisees in the concept system? That might be useful for them to actually how they progress a little bit in that section.
It's very important to point out that it is an approval process. So it's not like I'm going to compare it to a business, just a regular business, because that's what most people know. When you see an existing business and you sign an NDA and you assess it, and if you have the money, you buy it. With franchising, it's going to be completely different. So once you select the business that you have an interest in looking at, a good broker is going to tell you, okay, I feel like you are a good fit for this model, but we do have to follow a process that is laid out by the franchisor. And the process is only doing you good because it's giving you an entire overview of what you're about to enter. So they're going to be sharing information about the technology, the operations. They're going to give you a business overview of how they conduct their marketing. So what is the franchisor doing for you, and what type of owner are they looking for? So essentially, it is a mutual evaluation. So it seems like it's really long, but it's going to be usually once a week. You're going to have a call with the broker, which is pretty short. And then you're going to have a longer call with the franchisor to go over those items, whether this is going to be marketing and technology, this is going to be operations. And then once you get the FDD, which is the franchise disclosure document, so that is the contract that every franchise is going to have. It's a very long agreement. It's about 200 to 300 pages. It's really scary, but it lays out, so it gives the entire, it's the plan of the franchise for you. So how do they protect you as a buyer? What are they doing for you? What are your responsibilities? So who's the company? What are the numbers like? How much money is it to invest? So it gives you an entire breakdown of franchise fee, initial expenses, marketing, hiring, whether it's permitting, licensing, whatever it is. So it's going to give you everything that you need to know in order for you to understand what this business is all about. Then you get to meet the ownership. So you get to talk to the owners, you get to talk to franchisees, and you get to ask them questions. And if you were to do this by yourself, it can be very overwhelming because it's pretty much like, hey, you got to figure out what to ask. And in a franchise model, you do have to know what to ask, when to ask certain questions, because it's almost like you're going through an interview process, and the broker can tell you exactly what to do and how to prepare for the calls. So that's really the biggest difference. But in a nutshell, think of it as committing 1 to 2 hours a week for research and for meetings, working with someone who can actually tell you what to expect, how to prepare for the calls, sending you resources on even questions to ask, because every franchise is going to have somewhat of a different process, but essentially they're going to have an FDD that you're going to have to review. You're going to have an opportunity to talk to franchisees, and then eventually you're going to be visiting the headquarters of the franchise and meeting the team, and that's when they will be able to tell you whether you are approved to be part of the system or not.
Are you trying to escape the W-2 rat race? Or have you always wanted to own your own business? Have you ever thought about owning a franchise? If so, franuniversity.com can help. Our training program teaches you everything you need to know about franchise ownership, from choosing the right franchise to launching and running your business. We have the resources and specialists to help you from A to Z. You'll gain the skills and knowledge you need to succeed as a franchise owner. The best part? It's free to join. Go to franuniversity.com.
Hey guys, Bo Exian here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.